Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living, and adventure. Today I'm joining you from Melbourne, Australia. This is the Airbnb where my family and I are staying, and I'm getting ready to go out and do a supermarket shop. As you can see, the cupboards are pretty bare. There's a little bit of leftover stuff from the people before us, nothing in the freezer. So come join me, let's head out. I'm staying in central Melbourne, and the supermarket I'm going to is also in central Melbourne. So it's a little bit of a walk, but not a huge one. It's always a real pleasure, I reckon, walking in Melbourne. There's lots of beautiful old buildings, lots of, I think, sandstone buildings, ornate churches. Yeah, it's fun, and walking is one of my favourite things. So the supermarket I'm going to today is inside a mall, and I've specifically looked around for one that's a decent size. I didn't want to go to like a little metro supermarket, so I'm going to Woolies, and I think the name of the street is Lonsdale Street. And here, my friends, is a way to prevent your supermarket shopping trolleys being dumped all over the city. You make sure people have to put $1 in and they will bring it back because no one wants to lose their dollar. So let's just have a bit of a wander around. It's really interesting just looking at the different prices of produce. So fruit and vegetables, you win some, you lose some, don't you, depending on where you're shopping. And there were definitely things in the supermarket today that were more expensive than what they were in New Zealand, and some that were a whole heap less expensive. Back there, I'm not sure how much chicken feet go for in New Zealand, but one of the kids pointed it out to me that that's what was there. So I thought, I don't know that I've noticed that. I'm sure we do have chicken feet for sale in New Zealand, but yeah, I haven't really noticed. I'm always super interested in dairy prices because if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I kind of bleat on about that a wee bit. It's kind of like an area that really irks me. Coming from a dairying country, I do feel like it should be a more affordable food group for us. Lots of yummy things here, and this is because it's Woolworths, the Woolworths home brand stuff here is really quite a good price. Lots of this stuff is actually a good price there. If you look at the generics, there's a really big difference there in price between a generic and a branded medicine. And just finally, the junk food aisle. Chocolate, definitely more expensive in Australia than New Zealand, and that's not a bad thing. You don't want an apple to cost more than a bar of chocolate. So we're back now from our little sojourn to Woolworths in central Melbourne. It's a really good one because sometimes when you're in the central city you can only find like these little tiny ones. That's a proper size supermarket, and I think we did pretty well. I've got my receipt here, and I'm just going to go through, what we spent. Actually, now that I've said that, I can see that there's other things still up on the shelf. Wait 2 ticks. Here we go. Let's start with these. So I've got these mandarins. There's 1.452 kilograms, and that was $5.08. Oh, crikey, there's more things missing. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully no one else has put anything away. We've got this piece of watermelon. This is 1.5 kgs of watermelon, and that's $4.39. I think that's pretty good, and I'm really looking forward to having that. We're going to have that for morning tea today. We haven't done like a full weekly shop by any stretch of the imagination, but we've made sure that we have our breakfast stuff, for example, for the next few days. We've got snacks and we've got lunches sort of for the next few days, and then we've just got dinner tonight. So we'll use up, the bulk of the stuff for breakfast and lunches, and then probably each day we'll head back to the supermarket and just buy something that we think, what do we feel like for tea tonight? So that's our snack this morning. We've got some bananas here. I can't easily find what they are up here on this, so I'll have to come back to them when I come across them. We've got some Nescafe caramel light or latte sachets, 10 packs of those. Where are they? I'm surrounded by food at the moment. I'm sitting on the floor of our Airbnb, and it's a very small place. It's all on sale for $4 each. So it's kind of like fancy, isn't it? Fancy for a holiday. So my husband will like that. He'll kind of feel like it's a bit of a treat having this kind of coffee. I got some deodorant, and that is because my son didn't bring deodorant, and he's a teenage boy, so he needs that. That deodorant was $3.50. I've got some macro organic milk. We stopped buying this in New Zealand, a little bit because people wanted cow's milk, and then a little bit because it just got really expensive. So this is only $2. $2 for a litre of macro organic soy milk. This is actually my favourite milk, so I'm kind of happy about that. This is $4 in New Zealand, so double the price. What else have we got? Got some crackers. 2 packs of these crackers. So again, just snacks. And each of those was $1.40. We've got some juice, breakfast juice. Again, this is something we don't buy in New Zealand. I don't buy juice. We just drink water or milk. But seeing as it's a holiday, my husband wanted to buy breakfast juice. He says always when he comes to Australia, he always has juice and lattes. So be it. It is 2 litres of breakfast juice, and that's $5. And then underneath that, we've got toasted muesli. So these were $4 each, and I've got 2 of them. So we've got toast or muesli for breakfast. This looks really nice though. I thought that was a really good price. So a couple of those. So $8 for that. We got some butter. Okay, wait for it, people. So here is the 500 grams of salted butter. If you've watched any of my other grocery videos, you will know I bang on about the cost of butter in New Zealand. Like, I just bang on about it all the time, do I not? So here's the butter. If you want to have a guess, it is made in New Zealand, and it is in Australia at the moment, and that cost, let's have a look, Essentials butter, it was $7. So that's a good couple of bucks cheaper than what we're spending in New Zealand. So yes, that's Australian dollars, but also remember, if we were working in Australia, we would be earning more than we earn in New Zealand. In my particular job, I'd probably be earning about $15 more an hour. So even if you look at the exchange rate, this is still a cheaper butter. And it's been made in New Zealand, grown in New Zealand, and then flown to Australia, and it's still cheaper. Go figure. That's going in my letter to Pack and Save. Although, could I really do that? Because this is Woolworths. I don't know if Pack and Save would take kindly to that, but maybe I should start looking for butter at Woolworths. I wonder what the price is in New Zealand there. I'm pretty sure it's not $7 though. So that feels like a good win. We've got some yogurt. So yogurt and muesli. We just make easy yogurt at home, but we're not going to do that here because we don't have a maker, so we've just got bought yogurt. And that's a pretty good price too, $4.75. I feel like that was kind of on par. And then this is a bit treaty, and also something I wouldn't normally buy in New Zealand, but it's kind of a holiday thing. And this is a chai spice to make chai lattes. And when I'm at home, I do make these, but I make them from scratch. The Airbnb that we're staying in had one of these containers, but it's so old, like when I went like this, it was like clink, 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 because it had dried out and all, it was all gross. We've stayed here before, and I'm pretty sure it's the same chai latte from like a year ago. But anyway, I thought this would be nice. We're going to be out and about. It's nice to come home, have a milky chai. Yeah, so we'll use that, and then what we don't use, we'll leave behind. Who knows, it might be here next time when we come back. So that chai, that was $6.30. My husband had a headache, and so he's got some paracetamol, 500 milligrams, and this was pretty crazy. So if you're watching this from New Zealand, just have a think. What do you reckon these 16 tablets of Panadol cost? 64 cents. All the generics were really cheap at the supermarket. So yeah, we might stock up on a few things while we're here. Who knows? Like years ago, my mum would come to Australia and buy nail polish and makeup because it was a lot cheaper than in New Zealand. Now we're going to want to stock up on butter and paracetamol. I've got some sandwich bread, $3.40. No bun deals for me here. $3.95 on some noodles. This feels like a treat for my kids. We would normally only have these when we were tramping. And there's 5 packs in there. It's also a really good price, I think. Normally these are, I'm not going to look it up, but I reckon it's about $6 if we were buying these at Pack and Save. So that feels like a decent price. And that's just a little snack. They will like that. Something yummy in the afternoon when we come back from a day of doing whatever it is that we do. So we've got those around noodles. We have crumpets. Oh, here they are. Just trying to think, what have I done with crumpets? Again, these are treaty things, right? We don't buy these in New Zealand, so I can't really compare the cost of what we're buying, directly. I could go through, I suppose, and figure out how much are these, but if we were buying them today in New Zealand, but I'm probably not going to do that because I'm on holiday. I just wanted to show you guys what an Australian supermarket is like and what we buy when we're away on holiday. So yes, we're a frugal family, but we also really want to enjoy ourselves. We're here to have it. It's a special treat, isn't it, being in Melbourne? So whilst we're not going to go out for breakfast and kind of chuck away our money, it's nice for us to have crumpets. Though I don't know if they have golden syrup here. That's what I like to have on my crumpets. So the crumpets were on special and they were $2.30 each. I think if I saw these in New Zealand and they were $2.30, I would also buy them because crumpets are yum. So that's the crumpets. Then we've got some shaved ham. I just bought 100 grams of shaved ham for sandwiches. That's $2.39. I'm definitely not getting the same deal as I would in New Zealand with that because I would go to a factory shop where they kind of make the ham. So it would definitely be a lower price, but still a lower price than going out and buying a sandwich somewhere else. So we could make like toasted sandwiches or something if we wanted as well here with the bread and the ham and then just do it in a pan. There's not going to be a toasted sandwich machine in this little Airbnb, but we can do old school just by doing it on one side with butter on the bread, putting it in the fry pan and then flipping it over to the other side. That also makes the nice toasted sandwiches. What else we got? Sausages. So this is dinner tonight. My family will have these sausages. It's a 10 pack of little skinny sausages and it's $5.90 for these. And we chose the skinny sausages because where we're staying it's very, very small and they do warn us that the fire alarm will go off really quickly with steam and cooking smells. So we just thought, maybe just little tiny skinny sausages would cook quicker. So they would be a better bet. We got some leafy salad mix. That'll go on our sandwiches as well. That'll last a couple of days. And, maybe for dinner tonight we might have some of that as well. I don't know. That little salad mix was $3. Here was a little indulgence. This was a rice salad. And that's just for something to create. That's really heavy. That's 600 grams. But that will help fill the kids up. So you've got to have some... We don't have a place here where we can be cooking some potatoes or even... we could cook rice, but it's a bit of a faff because it is very, very small kitchen. Something like this will just be a lovely, yummy rice salad, and that will provide a bit of bulk to the meal. That rice salad was pretty expensive though. That was $10.50. Then next I've got some cheese. Enjoying the cheese price also in Australia. This was $9.30 for a cheese block of a 1 kg, but it's also extra tasty. I haven't brought tasty cheese. Like, when was the last time I bought tasty cheese? I can't even think. It's been a really long time, because tasty cheese is about $15 or $16, and the non-tasty cheese is about $11, so, or $12. So that's what I normally buy. So yes, loving extra tasty cheese, 1 kg, $9.30. And then I bought this for myself because I don't eat meat. This is some kind of fake meat, beef fake meat. And half of that I will use for tonight's dinner, and then half I will use for another night's dinner. So that wasn't a massive bargain. That was $6.50. But it's nice to have some protein for myself as well. So I will have this with salad and a little bit of rice salad. That would be good. And then finally I've got bananas here, $3. So I'll have to get all this together and take a photo for you. But all up, we spent $116, which I think is pretty good for a holiday. When you're starting, you're starting with nothing, aren't you? You've got nothing in the cupboards. This Airbnb is actually quite good. It did have, there was some old margarine left in the fridge. We used that this morning. We got a loaf of bread last night. But like, we arrived yesterday, and it's easy just to spend $150 on not much food. Whereas with this, we've got breakfast sorted out for a few days. We've got fruit snacks sorted out for a few days. We've got some crackers. We've got lunch for probably at least 2 days. We've got, afternoon snacks, and we've got tonight's dinner. So I'll go back to the supermarket probably every day and buy the dinner, and then just top up our snacks and breakfast as we need it. So, I can't say it's like a super big bargain, but it's definitely worth, on your holidays, I think, going to the supermarket. Even if you're buying some treaty food that you wouldn't normally buy, it's still going to be better. This is $6 something, plus the milk, $2. So if I made a chai latte for everybody, that is probably going to cost about $3, not even. But if we went and did that at a cafe, it would be like $20. So, you can have your treats. You can have your treats and eat it too. And it will work out okay. So I think it's fine on holidays when you've saved the money to spend the money on having a really nice time. I don't think you need to deprive yourself. I don't think you should go into debt to do it. So that's it for me. That's what we're going to be eating for the next couple of days. I look forward to catching up with you guys soon when I'm back in New Zealand. I hope you are having a lovely couple of weeks too, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.